Hey, Yas, what's up?
Oh, not much. What is most exciting is it's another dinner with the girls. And today we're talking about one of my favorite things, the chocolate episode.
Me too. I am a self-proclaimed chocoholic, literally, I think my whole entire life.
Pretty much. Kindred spirits, we are there. This episode we're going to talk about chocolate. And I think maybe in future episodes we might talk more things chocolate. But of course, chocolate, you know, reminds me of love and Valentine's. And here we are around that time. And I want to have some chocolate. And I want to give some chocolates.
Same here. Chocolate's always a good idea, but I get you. When you think Valentine's, we think of all sorts of love. Love maybe for a romantic partner, love for our friends, our family, self-love. I see you're in red with your little love mug. I'm sporting the pink with, my rose quartz, again, love in all its forms. So you're right. This is a perfect time for the chocolate episode because we think of Valentine's Day. I think of chocolate.
Totally. I feel like somehow they go hand in hand. So I wanted to talk about a recipe I'm really excited about. It's actually one of your recipes. Mm-hmm. It's your chocolate tahini bark. Yeah. And I like it because I feel like it could be giftable. Now, it might be hard. You might need a cold pack, but that's okay. I've given food that's, it has to be in the fridge before.
Same. It's right? A good idea.
Right. And it's pretty. So we'll pop up a picture so you can see it up close. It's pretty. It's tasty. It's super easy to make. And it's got a lot of really good ingredients in there that really elevates this. Basically, what you're doing is you're taking a chocolate bar, a better, like a healthy one, but you're taking a chocolate bar and you're making it a lot better because you're adding tahini, you're adding nuts and seeds, some coconut oil. And it almost becomes like a good snack, like a good for you snack food, if that's a thing.
For sure. Right? I think so. Absolutely. 1,000%.
Right.
That is pretty. It's so pretty.
So it's pretty. And I just love the small touches of your recipes because on top, and maybe we'll pop the picture up again so you see it closer. On top is sprinkled ground flax. But it looks like a special topping and, but you're just adding fiber. How amazing. So the other thing I wanted to touch on quickly before I want to see what you got there for your chocolate, but I wanted to quickly touch on why chocolate is actually, a thing for women and hormones and PMS. I get like this. My husband just knows there's a time of the month and he's just bring home some chocolates. Right. And I know there's lots of women out there that do crave chocolate, before their period starts premenstrually. And I wanted to talk about the fact that there's a reason for this. It's actually your body is asking for something that it needs because real chocolate that is cacao, the actual proper plant is a good source of magnesium. And magnesium, any of my patients know, or anybody that treats hormones knows that you need magnesium for reducing menstrual cramps, for hormone balance, for mood improvement. So that PMS piece. So your body is actually asking for something it needs, but you got to, give it in the right form. If you just go for the Cadbury milk chocolate, that ain't got magnesium in it. Sorry. Just going to say it. So I am going to dig into my chocolate because I can't look at this and not have a bite. So I'm digging in.
Thanks, Yas, for making that and loving it so much like you do. And thanks for that informational piece because, I'm always talking about, I'm a huge supporter of listen to your body. It's talking to us all the time. You might not know the message right away, but the body asks for what it needs. And that's a perfect example of, that. So thank you so much for that. And actually, before I talk about mine, I just wanted to springboard on what you said about exactly, you can't go grab the caramel and be magnesium. No. So a little bit about chocolate is that we know that cacao comes from fermented cacao beans. I say we know, you may not know. So when we're getting that cacao powder, what we're using in our ingredients or whatever, so this right here that I buy in massive amounts of bulk, this is a huge bag taking over my whole screen. So this beautiful raw organic cacao powder is coming from a fermented cacao bean. So I don't have a whole pod here. I wish I did. How stunning. But to break it down even more, got a lot of chocolate in my house, obviously. These are like cacao nibs, which I use a lot in my ingredients as well. So these are also broken down from the bigger cacao bean. Now, remember, that bean is fermented. Therefore, all of the products will have that fermented property in it as well. So again,
I gotta stop you because I always forget that it's fermented. It's a fermented food. How beautiful.
Right?
Amazing.
And that's, again, it's going back to the root. It's going back to that microbiome, essentially tied into every single part of our health. And here's a big one that you guys might be all thinking about right now. Microbiome, one small job, but one important job, immune health. They're tied in together like this. It's cold and flu season. It's cold. It's February. Cacao, immune health, huh? So,
and eating chocolate. Okay.
Exactly. So what I have today is actually the favorite cookie recipe that I've personally ever created, which is the peppermint cacao cookies. I just love these so much. I don't know why. I think it's because I always just love peppermint and chocolate together. Mm-hmm. And these are so rich and decadent. And my recipes share two things together, but I do it really intentional. There's tahini in here. And for like trained, an untrained like taste palate or whatever, you might never know. It's not like you're like, what is in here? People probably don't even know, but a lot of people can identify the tahini in there. And why not? People might be like, why? You're making a chocolate cookie. Why not? Why not add the nutrition? Why not add the calcium, the plant-based protein?
Like the calcium alone, like tahini, just to remind everybody, it's made from sesame seeds because not everybody knows. Sesame seeds, it's hard to sit down and eat a whole bunch. Your body, you just poop them out, right? But
and they get stuck in like your lips. They're just weird.
Right, they're weird. But in the tahini, in that tahini butter, now you've got like, if anybody that has like is worried about osteoporosis, eat a bunch of tahini. It is so high in calcium.
Right. So it's a chocolate episode. Maybe in the future we'll talk more about tahini. I don't want tahini to hijack it, but like these cookies are chocolate on top of chocolate on top of chocolate. Again, made with very intentional flour, buckwheat flour, very intentional choice for protein, for phytonutrients like rutin, for fiber. You can have your chocolate and nourish your body. And I just wanted to let you guys know what I'm using for the chocolate chunks in these cookies. I like using the Prana. So the Prana organic, essentially. So it is organic. There is obviously some sugar in there because it's not just pure cacao chocolate or whatever, but a lot lower sugar, whole form of sugar, coconut sugar, etc., and 70% dark chocolate. So that's what I like to use in my chunks. But lastly, before we go, I was going to say, and I gorge on these, that's what I'm not going to do. Balance in all things, even in good things. There's flowers in here, good flowers. There's sugar in here, like as much as I actually could eat all this, like no problem. I'm not going to. I'm going to have like my two and I'm going to enjoy them and know that they're giving so much back to my body as opposed to the chocolate that I used to indulge in most of my life, which is exactly the things you talked about, all the convenience store chocolates that are made of pure chemicals. This is winning. And it doesn't have to be Valentine's Day.
Exactly. Any time of day. I mean, any day.
Any day for chocolate. So, my God, Yaz, enjoy your bark. Really good idea about gifts. I'm going to keep that in mind for sure. And guys, listen to your body. It's calling for chocolate. Give it the real deal.
Eat the chocolate.
All right, guys. Until next time, we'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.